Hey YouTube, Scott Stevens here. How you doing this evening? Welcome to another edition of College Football 25. This is episode number 10 of Dynasty. Excellent connection to get things underway. Bonnie's wicked fast. She almost got on here before I did. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. We got semi-final playoff action for you tonight. The Miami Hurricanes facing off against the Ole Miss Rebels. And if they can win, they will move on to the national championship game. That's going to be cool. Hopefully we'll have both of those coming at you tonight. Got to win the first game first, though. So, well, I set everything up here. I hope everybody had a good day. Don't really have anything to talk about sports-wise. Nothing really major going on, except I saw a headline on ESPN today, which was kind of funny. It said Mets are going for it. It said the Mets are going for it. First of all, the Mets suck. Okay, I'm a Mets fan. I can say that. We suck. They are in third place, but, they still suck. And what they did to go for it was they got a relief pitcher from the Oakland A's at the trade deadline, and Jesse Winker. Okay, Jesse Winker's way beyond his prime, way past his prime. So the Mets are, air quotes, going for it. That's pretty funny. Pretty funny. Hey, Derek, how you doing, man? Thanks for joining. Had a pretty good day. Hope you did as well. Hey, Godspeed, how you doing? Thank you for joining. Hope you're doing well as well. Yeah, Blue Jays suck. Mets suck. Yeah, it's pretty funny. But they were trying to make it out like the Mets did well at the trade deadline. They got a relief pitcher from the A's and a Jesse Winker. I mean, come on. Jesse Winker was at the best, the high point of Jesse Winker's career. He was a little above average. I mean, come on. And the headline says the the Mets are going for it. Oh, God, that's pretty funny. That is indeed pretty funny. All right, we have the semifinals and hopefully the national championship game here for you tonight. That's really all the sports I have for the day. Don't really have a lot of news to report. I didn't see anything. I didn't really spend too much time online today, but did not see a whole lot of stuff going on. That headline did catch my attention this morning, though. That was kind of funny. Jason played good. Jason who? Oh, Jesse. Yeah, I mean, he's all right. He doesn't suck. I'm not going to say he sucks, but, I mean, he's past his prime. I mean, if the Mets are, quote, going for it, Jesse Winker's not the guy that's going to put them over the top. The Mets have a shitty team. I mean, let's be realistic. I don't know how the hell they got to, what are they, 7 games over 500 now? I don't know how they did that. But Jesse Winker's not going to push him over the top. He's okay. I'm not going to say he sucks, but he's been better. He's past his prime. And he's definitely not the missing piece to the puzzle to put the Mets in World Series contention. But, I mean, he'll help him. He may sell a few more tickets, but he's definitely not going to bring the Mets to the promised land. All right, we did everything last night. I haven't done anything on this. I took my my Road to Glory guy. We're in the semifinals of the national playoffs as well with Oregon State. I'll let you know how that turns out tomorrow. Actually, I won't have time to play it tomorrow, so probably finish that off on Friday. But tonight we have the first game of tonight's action. The national semifinals, 7th-ranked Ole Miss. They are 12-2 at 5th-ranked Miami. We're at one of the bowls. We're 14-0 and we're ranked 5th. Figure that one out. So let's jump right into the action because there's nothing else to do. We're in 86 overall. They're in 84. So we're slightly favored. We're undefeated. That gives us another advantage. So let's send it down to field side. Orange Bowl.
Miami and Hard Rock City, site of this year's Capital One Orange Bowl. Part, of course, of the college football playoff. We've reached the semifinal stage. One last hurdle to clear before the national championship game. We'll find out here today which side has the toughness and the depth to keep driving toward that ultimate goal, the chance to raise that gold trophy over their heads. As we'll see the number 3 seed in this playoff, the Ole Miss Rebels taking on the number 2 seed in the playoff, the Miami Hurricanes. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler, joined by Kirk Herbstreit. And here we go, a college football playoff semifinal. Which team will keep their national championship hopes alive today?
So the Canes get to play the semifinals at home. I don't understand the seeding and the, thank you, Derek, the seeding and the rankings. If you're going to put the seeds on the teams, which is perfectly acceptable, you know, it's a playoff game, but don't put the ranking on there. That's very confusing. The Hurricanes are ranked number 5, but they are the 2nd seed. If things get out of hand here, I'm not gonna blow them out. We get up by like 28 points. I'm gonna just cruise it in so we can get to the national championship and rest all the good guys. But we're here at the Orange Bowl, the new Orange Bowl, not the old Orange Bowl, sadly. And I got to hear with listening to Chris Fowler last night. Wow, that was an interesting tackle. Listening to Chris Fowler last night. That's right, Gatsby. Let's kick some ass. Like I said, I played some Road to Glory today, and I got my guy, quarterback for Oregon State, into the national semifinals, and that's not easy. I had a hard time with him. We played Alabama in the first round of the playoffs at Alabama, and I had to lead a drive for the game-winning touchdown as the clock expired. That was a very tough game. Here comes Fletcher with a lot of green. That was tough. And then, let's see. Then we went to the Rose Bowl, and we played Michigan, who was the top seed, and we knocked them off pretty easily, actually, that one was. But Alabama was very tough, man. We almost lost that game. And then we beat Michigan, and we're in the national semifinals there. But what my point is, so today I've heard about 4 games with Kirk Herbstreit and Chris Fowler. And Chris Fowler is just horrible. He is horrible, and it's sad because he's a good announcer, but he's just not good on this game. He's a very good announcer, but he just has no excitement. I mean, it's very, very clear that he is. I'm just trying to decide what play to do here. It's very clear that he is reading. You know, Martinez gets the first down, and he just has no excitement at all. And I'm glad that they're making him redo it. And he was saying that, you know, he put up a couple of things on Twitter when the filming was over, saying, "Oh yeah, that was tough, a lot of hours and all to do work like that." You know, one of the first things they teach you in radio is how to not sound like you're reading, not radio, but broadcasting in general. I did do some TV. You know, you when you're reading a script or you're reading a commercial or whatever they call it, a spot, the object is to make it not sound like you're reading. And if you're not good at it, they teach you it. Well, where I went anyway. And, oh, look at the cut by Martinez. And he's in. Touchdown, Miami. Canes strike first. Yeah, see, I'm more excited than he is. Touchdown, Hurricanes. But a lot of the stuff sounds like he's reading it, and the rest of the stuff has no excitement. And I mean, that is a knock on Chris Fowler, because, I mean, he's one of the best college football announcers, and I really like him. But he just did not do good work for this game. Wasn't it, Godspeed? That was a nice cut he did. Canes hit pay dirt first, and they lead 6-0. National semifinal at home. We don't get all of the crowd. You can see it's split in half. Half of the fans are orange and green, half of them are blue and red. 10 plays covering 78 yards, 2 minutes and 32 seconds. Look at that. He went right up the gut. Wow, he faked that dude out of his jock. But it is a home game. In essence, this is their home stadium. But half of the fans are voting for Ole Miss. So the Canes score on the first drive of the game. Ole Miss, part of the AAC this year after the Scott Stevens rebranding of the conferences. Beautiful afternoon for football here in Miami. Oh, look at that. Look at that move. Nice play there by the Rebels. Little pitch pass, and he waited until everybody passed him. Nicely done, perfectly executed, and that was a big gain for Ole Miss. Rebels are 12-2, so they're not a pushover. Pressure. Canes have their first sack of the afternoon. I hate that song. That song is very annoying to me. Sounds like a dude on his deathbed. All right, 2nd and 17 at the 43-yard line. Rebels give, and he is hauled down immediately. That's going to bring up 3rd and 24. Armando Blount on the tackle. 3rd and 24 for the Rebels at their own 37. The drive started promising, and it's been downhill from there. Blitz from the safety. Picked up nicely, but he's still under pressure. And he gets caught at the 23. That's going to bring up 4th and 38. Rebels started the drive with a beautiful play, and they've gone backwards, and backwards even further since. Ruben Bain with the sack there. He may. He was on his face there. So that's going to bring up 4th and 38. Obviously, they're going to get rid of it at their own 23-yard line. Restrepo back to receive the kick. Standing on his own 29-yard line. Cutting to the left, no blockers. Nice juke move toward the hash marks. Picked him up a few more yards. And the Canes will start 1st and 10 at the Ole Miss 49-yard line. Yes, we did, and I don't see any reason to change. Stick with what's working. Martinez on the give. He's got some green in front of him. Picks up 7. He's got 72 on the day.
I just love to see this offensive line in this running game able to establish themselves. This back is already over 50 yards. We're in the first half. So
look at Ole Miss. They're loading up the box already.
Opens up the play action. Opens up one-on-one opportunities.
Martinez on the give again. And look at this. He broke a tackle and gets the first down.
Chris, it's the consistency of this back is giving this defense fits. They've got to come up with some changes up front.
They do.
Not only is he having a great day, but it's going to give this quarterback a chance to hit some big plays downfield off play action.
It is, Kirk. Martinez again on the draw. Gets 4. Up to 81. Maybe time for one more play here in the first quarter. Fast moving first quarter. Fletcher on the carry. Looking for the outside. He's got it. He's got the corner. Juke move. He's at the 5 and he's brought down at the 4. Canes knocking on the door. That's the end of the first quarter. Miami 7. Ole Miss nothing.
take a break for the quarter here. It's Miami in front. We've reached the end of one in this quest to move one step closer to a national championship. Let's check out the stats so far.
Wow, those are some awesome stats. All right, first and goal at the 4 for the Canes. Look at that move by Fletcher. He almost fumbled that.
As the offense sets up with a first and goal. Takes the handoff.
Martinez cuts it back to the middle. He gets down to the 1. So we have some interesting scenarios here in college football this year. With the 12-team playoff in place now, you're going to be able to see teams win multiple bowl games. We won we won the Sugar Bowl last week, and now we're going to win, well, if we win the game, the Orange Bowl. So for the first time ever, a team or multiple teams are going to be able to win multiple bowl games in the same year. That's very interesting. Oh, it was a screen pass, but he was covered. Damn it. Yep. So yeah, you're going to be able to see one or two or more teams winning multiple bowl games. That's kind of interesting. Fucking RPOs. Martinez on the carry to the 3. That'll bring up 4th and goal. And Miami's going to kick it. They're going to try the field goal. This is from a tough angle. And it's good. Snuck it inside that right upright. And Miami has a 10-0 lead. Andres Borregales kicks the field goal, putting the Canes up by 10. That's a beautiful view of Hard Rock Stadium right there. Love that. 7 plays on the drive, 45 yards, 2 minutes and 31 seconds. 2 time-consuming drives for the Hurricanes here to start things off. It's exactly what they want. Keep those Rebels off the field. Kick off 4 yards deep into the end zone, and the Rebels take a knee, and they'll set up shop at the 25-yard line.
And the Rebels offense is back out on the field. The last drive stalled. They were forced to punt it away. Let's see what they can come up with this time.
Look at the RPO. Big pass over the middle, complete. Near midfield, they're going to mark it at the 46. Rebels going with a hurry-up offense.
Great play call by the offensive coordinator. Outstanding job of executing by the quarterback. And with the defense trying to stop the run, the quarterback felt that, made a nice throw to the receiver. Look at this result. It's a positive.
Good play by the defense. Gain of only 2. What'd you have for dinner tonight, Derek?
He's looking to throw.
He got hit hard. I think he did get the pass off. 3rd and 8 at the 49. And he goes nowhere. 3rd and 8. They go to the ground against one of the best rushing defenses in the country. And the result was expected. 4th and 10 now for Ole Miss at their own 46. They're going to kick it away. Just under 3 minutes to play in the first half. Quick moving game here. Canes with a 10-0 lead. Restrepo with his 12 makes the catch, looking for a lane. He could not find one. They get to him at the 20. Final 4, Miami and Ole Miss. The other semifinal, Oklahoma and Michigan. Second time, couldn't get that screen pass off.
Well, it's an incompletion here. I bet this secondary is going to play a little bit deeper just to make sure they don't get hit on any deep throws later in this game.
You think so? Martinez on the carry. He's got some green in front of him. He's got the first down, still on his feet. He broke about 4 tackles on that run, and he's now up over 100 yards on the afternoon. Oh, and you know what? I figured out why when I've been trying to make those changes on the depth chart why it keeps telling me that a player can't start twice. Can't be a starter 2 different times. Benny, who was watching the stream after the fact last night, we're going to let it come down to the 2-minute warning. Benny was watching the stream last night after the fact, and he came up with the reason why that I can't do that, and that it keeps telling me player can't start twice. The running back is in another position. That guy, whoever he is in another position. He's playing fullback. So I can't move him to the starting position as a halfback. I completely forgot about the fullback position because they don't really have fullbacks anymore, but they still have them in the game. So that's what was happening. That Fletcher that I was trying to bring up to be the starting halfback is the starting fullback. That's why I'm not able to put him in another starting position. That makes absolutely 100% sense. And I don't know why the hell I didn't figure that out myself. It makes perfect sense. But Benny sent me a note this morning. He mentioned it, and he was watching the stream last night, and he saw it, and he's absolutely right. I don't know why that did not click in my brain. So that's why we're not able to do that, and it kept saying can't start on 2 different positions. Oh, complete. Martinez splits the D. Touchdown, Canes.
Touchdown, Miami. So the offense clicking now, Kirk, building the lead, and this one could get out of hand. Well, it's just
late in the first half, Damian Martinez out of the backfield. Cam Ward, beautiful strike. Hit him right in stride. Split the defenders. And nobody was going to catch him. Once Martinez is past you, not many in the country have the speed burst available to be able to catch up.
So they'll try to add to the lead now with the PAT.
And the kick is good. 6 plays covering 79 yards, a minute 19 off the clock. 1:35 left in the opening half at the Orange Bowl of the national semifinal, and the Miami Hurricanes lead the Ole Miss Rebels 17-0. Kickoff 3 yards deep in the end zone. Rebels are going to bring it out, and he didn't get far. They got to him at the 11. There's, you see Stafford at the top of that interception list. 6 picks on the year for him. Tied for the national lead.
So here we go. First play of the drive, under 2 minutes.
Rebels starting at their own 11-yard line. Coach can't be happy about that. Good protection, going over the middle, complete. First down, Ole Miss. They call their first timeout of the half. Looking over the middle, complete. Doesn't go far. There's a flag on the play.
But there is a flag on the field, so let's check this call.
Holding on the offense, we'll accept it. That'll be 1st and 20 on the 18.
We'll have to overcome the holding penalty now. Penalty sets him back, makes it 1st and long. There's the snap. Quarterback drops back.
Got him from behind. Wow, hit hard from the blind side. He held on to the ball, though. Dart never saw him coming. And that'll bring up 2nd and 27 at the 10. Elijah Alston, the Heisman winner. 3rd sack of the afternoon. He just blew right by his guy, and Dart never saw him. Just over a minute to play in the half. Got him from behind again. And that's not a safety. Alston again. I don't know if that should have been a safety or not. That was kind of close. It'll be 3rd and 36 from the 1 if it's not. Let's see. He's hit. Oh, man. No. Well, let's let it play. Okay. We're going to challenge the spot of the ball.
Second, there's a timeout on the field. The coach wants the officials to take another look at that one. Thinks he might get an overturn.
Should be. Look, he's in the end zone completely. Look, he's being tackled in the end zone. That's a safety. Both of his feet were in the end zone as he was being tackled. Give it to me.
So the challenge doesn't work. That'll cost the head coach a timeout. We'll see if that comes into play.
Man, that is ridiculous. His knee didn't come down until he was in the end zone. Show it as many times as you want. That's a safety.
After consecutive losses,
anyway, 3rd and 36 at the 1. That's just the same, but the spots.
From the shotgun, it's a handoff.
Oh, they did another update yesterday, but they still, the spots on this game are ridiculous. 10 seconds to go. We're not going to return it. Yeah, we'll call it fair catch.
And the returner elects to fair catch it. No return.
Now we're going to air it out. Oh, we're going to take a penalty. Damn it. Come on, come on, come on. Snap it, Cam.
Didn't quite get the playoff in time. It'll be delay of game. Delay of game. Offense. Quarterback unaware of the play.
Yeah, we're not worried about that. Oh, we were aware of it. We just couldn't do anything about it. I couldn't find the... I was looking for the all-outs. Oh, shit. Timeout. Oh, wrong button. Yep. Well, that was a fucking disastrous end of the half. Anyway, Canes are up 17-0, so we can't really complain. Other than we should have got another safety that we didn't get.
The magnitude and intensity of these playoff matchups is always something special to be a part of. And we've got to start our halftime breakdown with this superstar running back. His elusiveness, his raw power. This young man is the total package. And his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield is a differentiator. A lot of guys can hit the hole. This kid can hit the hole and hit the home run in the passing game. Chris, let's send things back to you and Kirk for what should be a memorable second half as we eagerly anticipate who'll be moving on to the next round of this college football playoff.
This halftime report was brought to you by Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything. Use the link in the description below to get to Fanatics.com for all of your college football needs. That one 8 yards deep into the end zone to start the second half. And the Rebels will not bring it out. They'll set up shop at the 25.
Back out on the field. The first play of the drive now at 25. First play of the second half is a handoff.
Big hit there.
So second down and 6 coming up.
Rebels trying to go with the, well, they're not trying. They are going with the hurry up.
Quarterback wants to throw it on second.
Quick hit. And he went nowhere.
He's tackled for a loss after the catch. The defense all over that one. Third down. The offense desperately needs a conversion here.
3rd and 9 for Ole Miss. Dart back to pass. Trouble again. And he fumbles it. Gaines got it. At the 6. Scoop and score, Elijah Alston. The Heisman Trophy winner strikes again. This time with a scoop and score, and it's 23-0 Canes.
Defense does a great job of picking this thing up. That's exactly what they hope for. Catch the quarterback off guard. It works out, and it gets him a touchdown.
It was definitely a fumble. I think he picked it up at the 6. Either way, he took it in.
So they'll try to add to the lead now with the PAT.
Uh-oh. Once a night. I shank a point after once a night. Let's see, where did he pick that up? Yeah, about the 7.
Getting set to kick the ball off now.
Perfect kickoff right down the middle, 8 yards deep. The Rebels will take a knee and head out to the 25-yard line to start the drive. That was Godspeed, wasn't it? 23-0. Ole Miss really needs to get something going quickly. Nifty little running there. Only got him 3 yards, though. Bentley has 35 yards rushing this afternoon. They need to get the passing game going. First play of the game for the Rebels was very successful. Looked like we might have big problems with them. Then they went backwards 3 consecutive plays. And now it's 4th and 4. They are just not getting anything going at all.
The Rebels will have to kick it away. We have punted away for the 4th time today.
I'm not going to return. I don't return punts in the second half if we're up by a lot. And it's inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. And that's where Miami will set up for this drive. Martinez runs into a couple of guys, picks up 3.
Hey, listen, you don't always have to have big plays to be successful. It's a nice, solid gain here, keeps you on schedule, and you get ready for that next play.
Offense getting set, 2nd down play here. And now the
Martinez, wow, hitting the backfield, and he goes nowhere. 3rd and 6.
Looking to pass. It's Ward.
Over the middle, complete. Jacoby George with a reception and a first down for the Canes.
Well, this quarterback is unflappable. Here they are working with the lead in the second half. Get to a 3rd down. You got to throw the football. This is where you trust the quarterback to make a good decision, an accurate throw. He does it. You convert, and you keep working that clock.
Martinez on the carry. Look at the hole. Huge gain, Damian Martinez. And Chris Paul has been injured for the Rebels. So he'll be coming out. Martinez has 136 yards today, averaging 178. He's got 136 today, and that was a nice one.
The Canes pick up enough to get a first down there.
Martinez again. Big holes again.
Boy, this back is having some kind of game today.
He is.
Continues to pile up the yardage.
The Rebels' defensive line is just being open.
Has no real answers in trying to keep him.
What gigantic holes are being opened up by the Hurricanes' offensive line. Martinez again, and that time he got hung up with the lineman.
Maybe this stop is an indicator of what's to come for this defense.
No, it's not.
The offense, frankly, has been able to
He got hung up in his own guy. That's what happened, Kirk. How'd you not see that? Martinez again shakes a couple tackles, shakes another one. He's got a first down and more. And he's finally out of bounds at the 10-yard line. So did he. See how many tackles he broke. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. He broke 3 tackles.
The Hurricanes line it up with 1st and goal. First and goal, handoff.
Martinez, he's in. He didn't touch the ground. The guy rolled him over. And he never touched the ground, and it's a touchdown, Miami.
Yeah, that's a great effort. Love to see running backs get their knees up and run through those potential and one of the top backs in the country.
Yeah, he never hit the ground because he rolled over the tackler. That was interesting.
See if they can convert the point after.
And the kick is good. 30-0 Miami. 8 plays on the drive, covering 97 yards. And it took 2 minutes and 31 seconds.
Now they get set to kick it away.
That was, Gutsy, wasn't it? That was interesting. Hey, Jorgen. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well this evening. All right, we're going to take our starters out here because we don't want them to get hurt for the national championship game. Cam Ward, you're going down here. Cam Ward's going down to the 3rd spot. And, okay, so Fletcher can't start because he is the starting fullback. So let's take Allen. Make him the starting fullback. Oh. And then we will take Fletcher and make him the starting halfback. There we go. And Compton will come here. And we have success. All right. Thank you, Benny, for that. I don't know why that did not click in my brain as to why that was not working. That's crazy.
So looking to put something together on this drive with a little more urgency.
Yep. We got this one in control, Jorgen. Pass out to the left, complete. And he picks up 4. Rebels really need to get some points quickly. This one's gotten away from them. Big tackle. Did he hold on to that? They calling that a completion? All right. And he's hit hard at the 25-yard line. That'll bring up 4th and 9. So Miami, it's looking like they're going to play either Michigan or Oklahoma in the national championship game coming up right after this one. Armando Blount with the blitz and the sack, his first of the afternoon.
The Rebels will send the punt team onto the field. On to kick now for the 5th time today.
Bouncing inside the 20, inside the 15. They down it at the 14-yard line.
The return team did a really good job of giving him some room to work with, but I feel like the returner was so focused on making a big play downfield that he forgot to take care of the football, and it cost him.
Really? Is that what you think happened right there, Kirk?
The defense coordinator this week all week telling us about gap integrity, not giving this running back any creases at all. Really sound defense on that play.
Offense comes up to the line. They might have a chance for a couple more plays before the quarter expires.
We may. Poffenbarger gives it off to Fletcher. He's out near the first down marker. And it's going to be a 3rd and 1. That's the end of the 3rd quarter here at the Orange Bowl in Miami. Second-seeded Canes leading the 3rd-seeded Ole Miss Rebels 30-0.
So let's get back to the action. 1 quarter away. What would be an impressive CFP statement?
Hey, Dustin. Welcome to the stream, man. Hope you're doing well tonight. Yeah, that's a, did they fix that? Did they fix it in the patch yesterday? He got the first down, though.
Well, they continue to play good football up front. Nice run, nice conversion here, and most importantly, working with that lead.
Oh, I see. No, they didn't fix it. Okay. Yeah, that isn't that stupid, man?
And the Canes with 1st and 10 here. Receivers now getting
it's
before the snap.
I you know, don't get me started. 3 years in the making. Oh, look at the moves by Fletcher. He's heading down the right sideline. And he's all the way to the 36-yard line. Kane's just trying to work on the clock right now.
Hey, when it's your day, it's your
They're not trying to rub it in. But yeah, three years in the making, and I keep saying that, and I've said that 1,000 times on my streams. Thank you for joining, by the way, Dustin. The 3 years in the making, things like that should not happen. I mean, what are they going to tell us? That nobody played Dynasty mode? Nobody put the independents in conferences and saw that happening? Come on, I don't believe that for a second. That's just absolutely ridiculous. Fletcher on the carry again. And he picks up 8.
Well, much like what we saw in the first half, Chris, in his playoff game, no adjustments, go right back to giving this running back to football. He's had a monster day and continues to get positive yards.
4 minutes to go in this one. Don't forget, national championship, hopefully coming up after this one. Canes up 30-0, so looking promising, like they're going to be playing Michigan or Oklahoma. Fletcher breaks loose again. Touchdown, Miami.
Stretching the lead. This one is getting ugly.
This is just complete domination in every phase. Offense, defense, special teams. Fun to see for this team. Unfortunate on the other side.
Mark Fletcher coming in for Damian Martinez, who's getting a rest for the rest of the game. And Fletcher's had a good season as the number 2 man. And you can see why. Little glimpse of it right there.
And they get set now to try the PAT.
And the kick is shanked again off the left upright. Son of a bitch. Second one I've done that tonight. 6 plays covering 87 yards. Took a minute 45 seconds. They got into the end zone but fucked up the kick again. 36-0 Miami there with 3:51 to play. This one all but wrapped up for the Canes. Yeah, Dustin, I am. And you know, it's fine, Dustin. You want to complain? This is the place to do it. We all complain. This is a safe zone. We all complain about the games we play here. Sadly, we keep getting lots of opportunities and reasons to complain. We got a lot of regulars that are in here every night with me. Derek and Godspeed and Jorgen comes in every once in a while, and that's what we do. We talk about everything in here, food, everyday life, but we like to complain about the games. And you know, one of the things that I say all the time is I don't have unrealistic expectations of a video game. I understand it's a video game. But when you have 3 years to work on the video game and then you release it and it's got all kinds of issues that are obvious and should have been fixed upon release, I find that unacceptable. You know? And I understand about having your motivation taken away, Dustin, I really do. Not in this game. I haven't had it happen in this game yet. But it happened to me in MLB The Show many times. It happened to me on WWE many times. MLB The Show, something would screw up, and it would just it would undo everything that you'd done and spent time on, and you know I wouldn't play it. Good Lord, does this guy have some time? And then I wouldn't play it for 3 or 4 days after that because it would piss me off. You know, I just didn't want to. I'd play Grand Theft Auto. It's always my go-to. When another game pisses me off, I go back and play Grand Theft Auto for a week. But, you know, it's happened in the wrestling. I did not want to catch that. I wasn't paying attention. It's happened with the wrestling game. That game crashes so much. And, you know, but MLB The Show did a lot. So I understand completely about it taking away your motivation about wanting to play the game. Certainly do, because I've seen it happen to me many times. Not yet in this one. I hope it doesn't. Godspeed says Super Mario does that for him. Oh, is that your go-to game? Yeah.
Offense getting set up. Here's second down. Quarterback making adjustments now to what the defense is showing.
Wow, that's terrible, Dustin.
One back in the backfield, and he'll get the kick.
Look at Fletcher. He's got the corner. I could have juked him, but I'm just trying to run out the clock at this point. WWE has so many. I mean, I live streamed that for, I don't know what, Godspeed, 2 years, I guess. Yeah, 2 years. And that game just has so many issues, it's not even funny. We're going to let that go down to the 2-minute warning. That game has so many issues that it's ridiculous. And, you know, same thing with them. 2K22, they had 2 years to work on that. And it still came out with all the issues that it had. Yeah, I think it was bad on everything, Godspeed. Every platform. But this one they had 3 years to work on. And they even took a year off because they were going to release this last year. And they decided not to. They decided to hold it back and work on it for another year to polish it. I use air quotes there. That's what they said, to polish the game. And then they release it and it's got all these problems. I find that completely unacceptable. Oh, that's cool, Dustin. I never did any leagues or anything like that.
The Canes line up with a 1st and goal.
Canes have a 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. Chris Fowler, you can hear the excitement in his voice. 1:39 left between the Hurricanes and the national championship game. Fletcher bounces off one guy, bounces off a second one. He's finally brought down at the 2-yard line. Canes really not trying to score again, just trying to let that clock run. Ole Miss knows it's over. They're not calling any timeouts.
Solid game puts him in good position for 2nd down and goal.
42 Spider. Michael Scott sent to Spider Face. Fletcher on the give again. And he does not get in. Wow, that's a long time. That's a long time, Godspeed. Yeah, Dustin. He's bad. He is terrible. And I feel bad saying that because he's one of the best college football announcers out there. But he is terrible in this game. He has absolutely no excitement at all. It's like he ordered a steak and they put a salad in front of him. Fletcher brings it in, and that should wrap up the scoring. The Miami Hurricanes are heading to the national championship game. 22 ticks of the clock separate them from either Oklahoma or Michigan. Yeah, Chris Fowler's just terrible in this game. It's like Doc Emmerich, you know, in the NHL series. Doc Emmerich, I mean, he's a Hall of Fame broadcaster, one of the best hockey announcers ever. And in the NHL series, when they used him, he sounded terrible. He sounded like a fool and an idiot. And I know Doc. Yeah, he's a very nice guy, and he's one of the best ever. And the video game made him sound stupid. 7 plays on that drive, 64 yards. 2 minutes and 46 seconds came off the clock. There's 22 ticks left. And the Canes will be punching their ticket to Atlanta for the national championship. Really? You don't like Kirk Herbstreit? I don't have anything against Kirk. Chris Fowler, though, I think is one of the best college football guys right now in the game. But this game, he just did not do good work for him. I mean, just no excitement in his shit at all. Yes, it's Miami, Dustin. Yep. I'm a Cane. 17 seconds left in this one. Miami has the Orange Bowl pretty well locked up. Dart's in trouble again. He gets hit from behind. And the clock keeps running. Rebels will not stop it. That should do it. Canes lead 43-0. And they are packing for Atlanta. Elijah Alston, your Heisman Trophy winner, with his 5th sack of the afternoon. You're a Sooner? That's cool. We may end up playing them, Dustin. Thank you, Godspeed. 43-0. Canes win the Orange Bowl.
In a pressure moment,
and they are going.
It's even more exciting, even bigger as they go on to the national championship game and play for that trophy.
And this is a new era. I mean, think about the weeks, the amount of games that these guys have been able to play, and to be able to accomplish this, to get to the national championship, that says everything about the endurance of this football team, both mentally and physically, and they get one more hurdle to see if they can become the national champs.
And that is going to wrap it up. We enjoyed this one here. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.
That's cool that you were doing a Marshall Dynasty, though, Dustin. I like Marshall. Soft spot in my heart for them always. I always end up doing a Dynasty with them at some point down the road. I like their history. Not that it's always been positive, but I love their stadium, too. All right, total offense. Miami put up 440. Ole Miss, wow, 22. Probably 20 of it was on the first play of the game, and then it was all downhill from there for him. Take a look at the stats. Cam Ward only passed 6 times, completed 3 of them for 72 yards and a touchdown. Canes kept it on the ground. Damian Martinez, 24 carries, 198 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mark Fletcher, 13 carries, 191 yards, and 2 touchdowns for him. Ward, 2 carries and a loss of 21 yards, so he was sacked both of those times. Martinez, 1 catch for 44 yards and a touchdown. Jacoby George, 1 catch for 18 yards, and Elijah Arroyo, 1 catch for 10 yards. Miami going to the national championship game. Stay tuned. It's coming up next. Oh, there you go, Dustin. That's cool. Yes, We Are Marshall is a fantastic movie. My favorite movie of all time, sports movie, is Major League, but We Are Marshall is definitely up there. We were just talking about that the other night. We were talking about that movie the other night. Fantastic movie. Yeah, Matthew McConaughey did a fantastic job. Semifinal playoff game winner. Congratulations, you have won the college football playoff semifinal game. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. So let's advance and see who we're going to play. It's either going to be Oklahoma or Michigan. And nothing going on with the recruiting this week. Nothing going on with this. This guy's been a risk of transfer in the yellow all season. Not worried about him. And it's Michigan. We're going to play Michigan. Elijah Alston, SEC Defensive Player of the Week. 5 sacks, 3 tackles, 6 for loss. Serious numbers there for him. And that makes him the National Defensive Player of the Week. Not really too many games being played, so not really a lot of competition for him. Damian Martinez, the SEC Offensive Player of the Week. 24 carries, 198, and 2 touchdowns. That may give him National Offensive as well, and it does. All right, so we're playing Michigan. That means Michigan beat Oklahoma. You have been invited to play in the college football playoff national championship game against Michigan. We've been invited, or we earned our way. We earned our way. That's right, Dustin. Let's take a look at what the score was. The 2 semifinal games, Miami destroyed Ole Miss 43-0. Ole Miss finishes the season 12-3. Miami improves to 15-0. And it looks like it was a good game. It was. Michigan held off Oklahoma 27-21. Michigan improves. Well, they don't improve to 13-3. They are 13-3. Oh, I see that. Okay, yeah, they do improve to 13-3. I guess every record along the way changes. Okay, so they're 13-3. Oklahoma finishes the season 12-3. They gave it a good ride, but they didn't get a ticket to Atlanta. So it's the Canes and the Wolverines for the national championship. Let's see what we got to do. Managed staff, they're still with us. They're in the final year of their contracts, though. And we don't want to fire them. We'd like to bring them back if we can, but there's no extension option. Staff moves, wouldn't that be the same? Oh, no, okay. Those are the head coaches there. All right. All right, so let's set my depth chart and get to work. Make sure everything goes back to the way it's supposed to be. All right. I'm not going to do the off season tonight. I'm going to play. Nope, don't want to do that. I'm not going to play the off season tonight. Wait a minute. What is it? Tomorrow's Thursday. So I'm going to play this game here tonight, and I'm going to save the off season stuff for tomorrow night's live stream, and we'll end the week with that. I don't know how long the off season stuff is going to take, so it seems to be quite in depth. So I'll save that for tomorrow night's live stream. We'll do all the recruiting and all that stuff in the off season, and see how long it takes. Maybe if it doesn't take too long, we'll play the opening game of the next season tomorrow night. But I'm going to save all that for tomorrow. I'm not going to do that tonight. We're just going to play the game, and if we win, we're going to celebrate. And if we lose, we're just going to go eat dinner. Oh, yeah. I'm like that with the Jets, Dustin. I'm a Jets fan, and they won the Super Bowl III in 1969. I was 2 years old. I've never seen them win a championship. I've seen every single one of my teams win at least one championship, except the Jets. And it's probably not going to happen in my lifetime. All right, national championship game, Atlanta, Georgia, in the Dome. 15-0 Miami, 13-3 Michigan. I'm not going to mess with the uniforms. We're going to leave them be. 86 overall, both teams. 86 offense, both teams. We have an 87-86 advantage defensively, so the Canes have a ever so slim advantage coming into the national championship game against the Michigan Wolverines. I never wanted Rodgers, Dustin, to be honest. And every week that goes by, I want them less and less. They sucked me into the hype last year. I actually watched the Monday night game so we could watch them get hurt in 4 plays.
This season's national champion. There's been so much that's gone into getting here, twists and turns, and now it builds to this, the battle for supremacy. And these two teams have survived the expanded playoff grind. They have battled through a regular season, multiple playoff victories, all sorts of challenges and adversity, and they've arrived at this moment, the battle for that precious trophy. As we'll see the number 2 seed in this playoff, the Miami Hurricanes, taking on a squad from the Big Ten, the Michigan Wolverines. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler, joined as always by Kirk Herbstreit. And this is it. 2 teams enter, 1 team leaves here as national champions. Let's get this going.
Yeah, there's just no excitement in his voice at all. These are 2 very evenly matched teams. It's a sellout here in Atlanta. 80,000 plus in the Dome. Let's get things started.
Here we go with the kickoff. This is it, the ultimate game in college football.
Yeah, you know what? I've always liked Aaron Rodgers, to be completely honest, Dustin. I mean, third down, nobody was better than him in his prime. But since he's come to the Jets, he's turned weird. He's got all these conspiracy theories. I really think they should drop his ass. I really do. All right, first drive of the game. Going to the Michigan Wolverines, starting things off at the 25-yard line. That confused me a little bit. It's yellow down there. The ticker is a little bit different. That threw me off a bit, but we got the sack anyway, so that's cool. Yeah, in his prime, Aaron Rodgers, he was the best of the best. On third down, I would not want the ball in anybody's hand except his. But, he's just a much different person now, as well as player. Thank you, Derek. Go Canes. 2nd and 19 at the 16-yard line. And he decides he's going to try and run it with 2 defenders in his face. And as you would expect, he goes nowhere and he's hurt. He took a pretty good shot there. And that'll bring up 3rd and 24 at the 11-yard line. Armando Blount, the freshman left end, with that big hit. Empty backfield for the Wolverines at the 11-yard line. 3rd and 24. Out to the right. Pass complete. He goes nowhere. They lose 2 yards. And that'll be 4th and 26 now for Michigan at the 9-yard line. And we're coming after this one. Yeah, I wish the Jets would have got Rodgers several years ago. Pressure there. He got the kickoff. Restrepo at the 48. Who did a fair catch? I didn't. Wow. Countless times I pressed fair catch and it didn't happen. That time I didn't press anything. And apparently he called it himself because our guys in the game have their own minds now. All right, we're going to stick with the ground game. Try and chew up as much clock as possible. Starters in there. Martinez with the carry to the right, and he picks up 4. I guess the bottom white turned to gold because it's the national championship game. That's cool. That's a nice touch. I'd rather have some of the other things fixed, but that's okay. 2nd and 6 at the Michigan 44. Kane starting the game, their first possession in pretty good field position. Martinez takes it to the left and moves the sticks for Miami. I don't know, Derek. That's a good question. If he doesn't get hurt, he'll probably play the whole season. Unless I can see if the team starts 0-4, 0-5, I can see him walking away and retiring. I can see him doing that. But, I mean, as long as he doesn't get hurt, he should be in all year. He said he was in it, but, I mean, I don't believe anything that dude says. He's so odd. And he didn't used to be. Martinez, look at him spinning his way to a first down at the 22-yard line. It was, Dustin, it was. But the bottom line that everybody must remember is he's playing for the Jets. And, you know, I'm a Jets fan for my entire life. The Jets suck. You know, that's all there is to it. If there's a way to screw something up, the Jets will do it. It doesn't matter who plays for them. Yeah, right, Derek. Yeah, his darkness retreat. He's just an odd dude, Dustin. And, you know, I can't blame Danica Patrick, but it seemed to happen when he started dating her. All that stuff started to turn when he started dating her. I can't say it was her that did it, but that's about the time he started turning into a different person. 3rd and 4 here at the 16. Ward drops back. He's going to keep it himself. First down, heading toward the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. Canes strike first in the national championship. Cam Ward tucks it in. That was a design draw. Nobody was paying attention to him. He had a gigantic hole right up the middle. Nice block there by number 52. Couple guys got some hands on him around the 3, but he had too much momentum. And Cam Ward puts the Canes on the board first.
So they'll try to add to the lead now with the PAT.
You never know, Dustin. You never know. The kick is good, and the Canes lead 7-0. 7 plays on the drive, covering 48 yards. It took 2 minutes and 36 seconds. Cam Ward with the quarterback draw for the touchdown from about 11 yards out.
Here's the kickoff team now, set to boot this one away.
What do I find weird about Aaron Rodgers, Derek? he's got conspiracy theories about all kinds of stuff. He went, like Dustin said, he went into that darkness retreat. He's always spewing some kind of stupidity about something he has no knowledge about. He wasn't like that before early in his career. He was just like a regular guy. And now every time he talks, I mean, he is so, I don't want to, picked off by Compton. It looks like it's Compton or Stanton. Either way, it's going to be a pick six for the Canes. 35 yards, Dante Langston on the interception. Pick six, and the Canes suddenly are in complete control here late in the first quarter.
Well, let's start with the interception. I just love the fact that he got his eyes turned around.
Exactly, Dustin, exactly. You can't take him seriously.
To be able to secure it. Then he goes back to high school running back days.
But he's become such a loose cannon in front of a microphone that the what's his name there? That guy that I can't stand, Pat McAfee, not Pat McAfee himself, but the Pat McAfee show was paying Aaron Rodgers $1 million per episode. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it was an article on ESPN. They were paying him $1 million per interview, $1 million per interview, and he would just sit in his car and do the interview in his car with his earbuds in and do it on his phone, and just spew the most ridiculous shit that you could ever think of. And the powers that be at the Pat McAfee show knew what kind of ratings it drew, because it's Aaron Rodgers, arguably one of the best quarterbacks ever, and he's been losing his mind over the last several years with all these conspiracy theories. So people are paying attention and listening. So they were paying him big bucks. And I mean, that's just how whack he is, and I don't like using that word, but he just made no sense at all, man. Thank you, Dustin. I appreciate that. I was a play-by-play guy. I did play-by-play for 17 years on the radio. So I thank you, though. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate that. Final minute of the first quarter here. Canes up 14-0, national championship game in Atlanta at the Mercedes Dome. Sellout crowd of over 80,000. The Wolverines have just self-destructed here in the first quarter. Screen pass knocked away. Nice play. That'll be 4th and 4 at the 16-yard line. Oh, yeah, Dustin, that's cool. Yeah, I did. I worked for Westwood One way back in the day, and ABC Radio way back in the day. ABC doesn't even have radio anymore. I don't even think Westwood One is in business anymore. No, Derek, I didn't. I was playing sports when I was in high school. I wasn't. I didn't have anything to do with the newspaper. Martinez on the carry, moves the chains once again, and the Canes have a first down at the Wolverine 35. They are looking to put this one away early. Yeah, that's cool, Dustin. I did college football, I did NHL and NFL, plus high school football. I did high school football too, but I did NHL, hockey, NFL football, and college football. Loved college football. Loved doing hockey too. One quarter in the books here in Atlanta. National championship on the line. Miami with a 14-0 lead on the Michigan Wolverines, and the Canes are knocking on the door looking for more. They have a first down at the Michigan 25.
The offense has a first down.
Martinez on the draw. Look at the hole. Cuts it back toward the middle. Huge gain. And it's a first and goal at the 7.
How about that play, Chris? That thing just opened up the back shot through
Damian Martinez, 8 carries for 66 yards early in this game.
Try to run it in on
Martinez inside the 5. Oh, that's cool, Dustin. I don't think Westwood 1 is still in business anymore. I think they got bought out by somebody. But I'll tell you what, I loved my time working for their network. Loved it. Everything they did was first class. Martinez sees the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown, Miami Hurricanes. Probably not till Sunday, Derek. I'm going to save the off-season stuff for tomorrow night's stream. And if it goes very quickly, then I'll play the first game of the next season tomorrow night. But if the off-season stuff takes quite a while, which it very well may, I haven't done one yet. If it does, then I'll do the first game. I'll start the next season on Sunday night. Oh, that's right, Dustin. That's right. That's right. I remember looking that up not too long ago. They got bought. Yeah, I can never say a bad word about them, man, because everything they did was first class. 5 plays on the drive, 49 yards, a minute 35 seconds. You know, there were times back in the day when I would actually broadcast 2 college football games in a day, and it would be, I mean, you know, it would depend on time frames and stuff, and time zones and all that and everything. But whenever I did do that, and I loved doing that, they had everything waiting for me. I mean, if on days that I would do that, they'd have a car waiting for me. When we were finished with the broadcast, they'd bring me to the airport, and they'd have a plane ready for me and the crew, not just me, but, you know, the entire crew. And we'd fly off to whatever game it was. There'd be a car waiting for us to take us to the stadium. I mean, everything they did, it was first class, man, and I loved every minute of it. They were good people. And they liked me because I love to work. I love to work. You know, I'm like, I get to go to games and I get paid for it. All right. I mean, I worked hard to get there. Don't get me wrong, but you know, they loved me because I rarely said no to anything. No, Derek. Westwood 1. It was a radio network, a sports radio network. Well, not really sports. They did a lot of stuff, but it was a radio network back in the day. And I don't know if I ever said no to anything. Oh, and the food, Bonnie. Well, the food, the network didn't do the food, but I loved the food at the stadiums. Oh, the stadium food in the press box, man. Oh my God, that's like second to none. That's not, the networks don't do that though. The stadium, the teams in the stadiums put those on, but those that was one of the good parts. That was one of the good parts for sure. The food, man. I'll tell you what. I did play-by-play for Arizona State for a few years, and the spread at Sun Devil Stadium when you'd go up and, oh my God, man. When you'd go up into the press box, you'd take the elevator up there and you walk up the elevator, and man, I'm talking, it was the table after table after table after table. It was probably a good 75 foot long of this buffet of every possible thing you could ever want. And it was like top quality of everything. Oh my God. I miss the stadium foods. I do. Those were good. But those were the stadiums and the teams that did that. That wasn't the networks that did that. But yeah, Westwood 1, they loved me. ABC liked me too when I was there, because I rarely said no to anything. I don't know if I ever did. The only time I ever said no to anything is if it wasn't possible due to time frames and stuff like that.
The game is 5, so it's 2nd and 5 now.
It's a good, solid game. 5 or 6 yards. Love to see that from the running game.
We've reached the 2-minute warning here. Let's see if this offense can build on this big lead before halftime. Now it's 2nd down here.
I don't know what you're talking about, Derek. Did I get that football season? What? Am I saying you're not a good cook, Bonnie? No, I'm not saying you're not a good cook. I'm not saying that at all. There's a completion to Trader. And it's a first down for the Canes at the 11-yard line.
This offense is clicking, and clearly everything seems to be working. The coordinator is calling good plays. The quarterback and the rest of his receivers and running backs are executing. And frankly, this defense is showing almost no resistance.
Bonnie is the best cook there's ever been. Look at Cam Ward, slips out of the pocket. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Canes. And they are in control here. The Wolverines got a lot of work to do and not much time left to do it.
Leading the defense, finding the hole, and being able to pick up big yards and touchdowns.
Oh, Derek. No, Derek, not really. Not when I was younger. Yeah, that's right, Godspeed. She's good with a bow. That's funny. She's good with a gun. She's just as good with a gun as she is with a bow. And no, Derek, that never really was a problem. And believe me, I ate. We had, I shouldn't even say this. We had a spotter on our team. They're called a spotter at football games. And what they do is during the broadcast, like I'm doing the play-by-play, whoever's doing the color, the spotter's job is to the full staff is like 6 to 7 people depending on the game. And the spotter's job is to watch the game with their binoculars and point out on, we have a depth chart list on the desk in front of us, and it's their job to point out the tackler or whoever made the interception or who made the big play, because sometimes it's hard to see from the press box because you're so high up. You can't really see the numbers sometimes because things happen so fast. So it's the spotter's job. They watch the game and through the binoculars, and they see who it is, and they point to the table on the number of the person who it was. So you can look down real quick, look at their fingers, see who it is, and you can say intercepted by, you know, whoever, if you didn't catch it, or fumble recovered by whoever. But that spotter, when before, and this is not a lie, when about 15 minutes before we went on the air, I'd go out to the buffet table one more time, and I would take inventory of what was there, and I would write a list of things that I wanted that I didn't have a chance to get to before we started having to get ready to go on the air. And the list would be on my table, my desk in front of me, right next to the depth chart. And on commercial breaks, I would point to the list, to the top of the list, and that poor spotter would always have to go and get me food. Or sometimes they'd have a waitress. Sometimes the stadium would have a waitress assigned to each press box, and she would just stand there, and that was her job. Or if you wanted something, you put your hand in the air, and she would go get it for you. But in stadiums that didn't have that, it was always the spotter, and it was always his job to. There'd be times sometimes where there'd be a fumble recovery, and we had no idea who recovered the fumble because the spotter was the spotter was out getting us food. Oh man, we had some good times. Had some good times doing those games. I'll tell you what, I did. I talk about the stadium food a lot, and I always seem to forget that I did play-by-play for Illinois one year, and oh God, talk about cold and miserable. That was not a fun season. But their stadium food wasn't really all that good. They and you know, we're talking 30 years ago. You know, but the Illini, that was a great season. They won the Big Ten that year. But their food, they didn't really have the spread that a lot of the other stadiums did. I'm sure things have probably changed, you know, over all these years, but yeah, they weren't as good. Arizona State always had a beautiful spread. Arizona had a beautiful spread. The kick is good. My first paying job was Yale. They always had a nice spread. Their press box isn't as big as some of the other stadiums, but they always had a nice spread for us. Exactly, Derek, exactly. And it's not just food and sports. It's food, sports, and a paycheck. You got paid for that stuff, or I did. 10 plays, 66 yards as the Wolverines get on the clock, get on the board just before the end of the first half. Minute 29 on their drive. 28-3, Canes have the lead. And look at, oh, he almost broke that. 2 seconds left. Cam's looking downfield. There we go. This is the one I was looking for before. Yeah, it was. You know, I did that for such a long time, and I still always felt guilty when I got paid. Because, I mean, it was just so much fun. Restrepo's got a step and a touchdown. Miami strikes at the end of the half, and that might put the nail in the coffin. Beautiful gun from Cam Ward to Xavier Restrepo. He had a step on 2 defenders, and Ward dropped it right into his hands, and he carried it across the goal line. Big touchdown for the Canes at the end of the half, and that is a momentum killer, and Michigan is in a lot of trouble right now. That's true, Derek. That's true. That's absolutely true.
They're set now to try the PAT.
Yep.
The extra point is good. They're pulling away. 35-3.
35-3, and that's the end of the first half here in Atlanta. National championship on the line, and right now it's a Canes game to lose.
What else might we expect in a game of this magnitude? Everything on the line, the eyes of the sports world on this battle with the coveted gold trophy at stake. Talk about a first half from that dude out of the backfield. He's been a total game changer. And how many top plays moments have we seen on missed tackles alone? Video game moves from one of the shiftiest players.
That was a beautiful pass. That was 65 yards in the air.
Let's send it back to Chris and Kirk in the booth. Fellas, hard to believe we're only one half away from crowning a national champion.
The Wolverines will kick this away to get the second half going.
All right, 35-3. We're not really gonna let that go.
And that one will bounce.
We're just gonna work the clock here in the second half.
Start at the 25. And the Hurricanes offense retakes the field. This group has been clicking. They've really built momentum, and the defense make adjustments. Come up with a stop here.
Martinez on the give. Look at the hole. Oh, I couldn't hit it. It closed on him.
Another positive gain by this back. I'll tell you, between the offensive line sustaining blocks.
We were talking about it last night. We were talking about the new onside kick rules in the NFL, which are a fucking joke. So we were talking about the my first paying job was Yale University, and the Ivy League does things a little bit differently than the rest of the college football, but it was still an experience to go there every week. Walk up to the stadium, and they would actually let me in, escort me up to the press box. I mean, that was
first down.
Always love that. I mean, even up to my very last game
Picking up a fresh set of downs.
Boy, just a
that I broadcast, I always loved that. Walking up to an empty stadium, being escorted up to the press box, man, that's pretty awesome.
trailing, they needed to make a play. But you got to give credit to this offense.
I do too, Derek. We're going to find out shortly.
The offensive line opened up a hole, and they pick up the first down and keep working clock.
I have high hopes. Martinez
The tackle is made.
gains 4 on the play. Canes will have a 2nd and 6 at their own 41-yard line.
Some looks because this back has had a monster day in the national championship. Running inside,
We're hoping for a big celebration.
the defense has got to do a good job of locking in on him to negate his big play ability.
You tell him, Kirk.
Pre-snap movement in the backfield. Big pass.
Martinez on the flip pass.
Defense makes the stop very
He's close,
to the
but
first
it's
down.
3rd and 2. You too, Dustin. Thanks for stopping in, man. Appreciate it. Hope to see you again in the future. Have a great night, man.
That run sets up a critical third down play.
3rd and 2 at the 45. Cam Ward calling signals. Gives to Martinez.
Chains here on the ground.
Stutter step, and
They get him to the ground.
Chris says he made the first down,
On the field.
and it looks like he did.
So we'll take a timeout.
First timeout of the second half. Well, it's an official timeout, all right.
The Hurricanes look to keep this drive moving.
Yeah, that's going to be cool, Godspeed. That's going to be cool. You ever get any pictures when you go to these events?
Down pass attempt.
Look at Cam Ward. Look at this. Go. What are you doing?
Slides down to avoid the tackle.
Another injury for Michigan. Ward was a little indecisive there.
And the Canes line up on 1st and 10 now.
Oh, you should, Godspeed.
Out of the shotgun, he hands
Martinez, big hole, heading to the corner, and they bring him down at the 23-yard line.
getting close to the red zone.
Well, here's the first play to start this second half, and it's really more the same of what we saw in the first half.
That was not the first play to start the second half, Kirk. What game are you watching?
Gave you the lead. Just keep working on it.
And now from the pistol.
We're halfway through the third quarter, Kirk. You might want to join us. Red 54, Martinez. Oh, he got hit hard there, but he did pick up the first down. Chains move.
This offense
Canes have a first down at the 13-yard line.
up with some answers at halftime. Not on that play.
Now they've tried to make every adjustment they can. This offense has been very impressive with the way they're able to keep this ball on the ground, churning out big yards, gaining more confidence really as this game goes on.
Oh, that's a good one.
Using his legs.
That's a good one. Martinez trying to get to the outside, spins off the first tackler, and the third one finally brought him down at the 3-yard line.
Positive yards on first
2nd and inches. The Canes are not trying to score anymore.
inches.
They're just trying to run out the clock, keep Michigan's offense off the field.
Shot downfield.
So down here in the red zone, every yard tough to find. Here is a crucial play coming up. Handoff.
Martinez on the draw again to the outside. He cannot get in. And Michigan, Mason Graham, another injury for the Wolverines. I'm beginning to think they're starting to fake it to stop the clock.
Able to get downfield for the first down.
They're getting a little too many guys hurt.
The Canes will line up here on 1st down and goal.
The clock stops on an injury. I think that that's their third one this drive. Ward brings Arroyo over in motion. Give is to Martinez. He's in. Touchdown, Miami Hurricanes. And that might be the final nail in the coffin of the Miami Michigan Wolverines.
Eyes into that backfield. He may go for a third or a fourth later today.
Oh, I got you, Godspeed. Damian Martinez, 23 carries, 154 yards, 2 touchdowns. As usual, he has led this Miami Hurricanes offense.
And the kick is up and good. They tack on a point to their lead.
And he's probably going to be the MVP. 12 plays on that drive, 76 yards, 3 minutes and 40 seconds. That's a long, long drive by Miami Hurricane standards.
Kickoff team on the field getting set now.
Five yards deep in the end zone, and the Wolverines will not take it out. 1:20 left in the third quarter. Michigan looking to just get some points on the board here and save a little face, as they have been demolished 42-3.
Takes the ball and heads to the left side.
Big hit.
They've got him after a 7-yard.
And he goes down at the 32.
I tell you, to be able to pick up a nice gain like that, those offensive linemen have to sustain their blocks. Gave him a chance and a really nice gain.
Looking downfield, it's Orgy.
Over the middle, complete at the 45. Michigan's got a first down. I went to WrestleMania 1, Derek.
On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. Caught over the middle. It's Loveland. Receiver brought down after a short pitch and catch.
But I thought we'd see this tight end all game long within this game.
Final minute of play in the third quarter here in Atlanta. Mercedes-Benz Dome. Michigan's starting to move the ball now. Maybe a little too late. Sellout crowd of 80,000 plus here at the Mercedes-Benz Dome in Atlanta, Georgia, for the 2025 National Championship game. And he went nowhere. Is that Donovan there?
Well, they don't block the defensive end and shows some quickness, Kirk, getting around the edge that time.
Yeah, this guy's usually getting around the edge to put pressure on the quarterback, but he reminds everybody here that this guy's a complete package.
Oh, that sucks, Derek.
The quarterback, but also he is very, very talented and shows you the physicality he has against the
Oh, that should have been picked, man, right over Bissaint's head.
Contact, no penalty, brings up 3rd down.
I was part of the WrestleMania events a couple of years ago in Tampa. I did a book signing as part of the events for the week, for the day, WrestleMania day. I didn't go to the matches, but I was part of the events of the day. That was kind of cool to be a part of. To do a book signing at WrestleMania, part of WrestleMania events of the day. That was kind of cool to be a part of. Your dad wants to go again? I don't blame him, man.
Take a break for the quarter here. It's Miami.
When you guys do everything first class, who wouldn't want to go back and do it again?
Beat down so far, not what you hoped for. Let's review how we got here. 1 quarter away from
I do have a wrestling book, Derek, yes.
this college football season.
I did a biography for a manager named Joe Cool. And that's actually what we were doing that day. We were promoting the book that day. He's a very good friend of mine. Very good guy.
7 and bounce into the end zone for a touchback.
Joe Cool.
And the Miami offense is back on the field. The last possession was just old school power football.
Yeah, that's what we were doing that day. We were promoting the book, and
They'll tackle him right at the 25-yard line.
let's see, who was there that day? We were hanging out with Kevin Sullivan. Gilbert was there. Gilbert's a friend of mine. He was cool. He's very cool. Billy Silverman, the referee for the Finger Poke of Doom in WCW. Billy's a very good friend of mine, longtime referee. Who else was there? Frankie Reyes was there. Adam Reyes was there. Both longtime WWF referees. Tony Atlas was there. J.J. Dillon was there that day. The Masked Superstar. The WWE Masked Superstar. Trying to go around the room and remember who was there. Greg Valentine was supposed to be there, but he didn't show up. Oh, Sheepherder Luke was there. Or Butch, I'm sorry, it was Butch. He was very cool. He was right next to us. He was very cool. Mark Boswell was there. I don't know if you guys know who Mark Boswell is.
tricky.
Trying to go around the room. I can't remember everybody who was there. It was several years ago now. We had a good time. Derek, he didn't wrestle. He was a manager, actually. He was 80s, 90s. He was 80s, 90s era. Joe Cool.
Takes the handoff, heads to the right.
And his story was kind of a unique story because he never made big time. He never made WCW. He never made WWE. He was always one step below. And the only reason that he didn't were his own decisions, his own poor decisions. I don't want to say poor decisions, but his own wrong decisions. And because he had the opportunities to go. He had the opportunities to go, and he was always. That's why his story is so interesting. He owned a couple of wrestling organizations. There was he did a lot of work on the independent, some of the very, very bigger independent shows, companies you want to call them, for many, many years. Always just below the cusp of making it. And he had several opportunities to go, and he didn't take any of them. And he regrets some of those decisions to their day. He wanted to go to ECW, but during their heyday, but Paul Heyman talked him out of it. He didn't want. He had opportunities to go to WWE or WWF at the time, WCW, and he didn't take them. But he wanted to make the move to ECW, and Paul Heyman talked him out of it. He said, man, they'll kill you up there. He said the things that we have going on here, up here. He said, really, seriously, it's not the place you want to be. They'll kill you. So he didn't go to ECW. But that's what makes his story so interesting to read, because on the independent circuit and all of the companies that he worked for, he worked with tons of legends, over the years, lots of them, and he's friends with them, and he knows a lot of them. And Joe goes to the Legends lunches that I go to and stuff. But so his story was very cool because he's got a lot of stories that he told of people, experiences with certain people. He's got a good one with George Animal Steel in there, but he also tells the story of how he didn't make it to the next level and the reasons why and the decisions that he made. And that's what makes his story so intriguing, is it's not a superstar. It's somebody who was working their way up and just was never able to get over that mountain. Hey there, Lolo. Late for class. Well, we're in the national championship. We're just killing the clock right now. Miami's about to win it. The name of the book, Derek, is Squared Circle, Full Circle. The byline is I'm Joe Cool and You're Not. Squared Circle, Full Circle is the name of it. It's a very, very good story. It really is. I don't really care for writing fiction or nonfiction because I prefer fiction because I like to change the scenes if I don't like something. But that was fun. That was fun doing Joe's book. It really was. And that's what we were doing at that WrestleMania that year as part of the WrestleMania events. We were doing the book signing. It is, Derek. It is. It is. It's a very good story. All right, here we go. The Miami Hurricanes are the 2025 national champions.
What an emphatic statement to close out this national championship run. The coach told his guys.
Thank you, Gatsby. Yeah, no kidding. You like that?
I'd say mission accomplished.
Well, sometimes a team wins a national championship.
Miami 42, Michigan 3. The Canes finished the season undefeated, the only undefeated team in the country. And there it is. There's me, Scott Stevens, doesn't look anything like me, holding the national championship trophy. They have no renderings in the game for coaches that look anything like me. So I just had to pick a random guy.
I'm Chris Fowler. This has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football.
Wow, that's it?
Your kings of the college football world and national champions, the Miami Hurricanes.
Well, that sounded, he had a little excitement in his voice there, finally. But that's the celebration? That's weaker than it was before. Thank you, Lolo. I hope they're going to do more. Well, there's a little more. Okay. They're on the stage. Wow. I agree, Godspeed. Yeah, no kidding, Derek. That was weak as shit. That was very weak. I'll look at the stats. Not that we're really trying. Total offense 351 for the Canes, 78 for Miami. Cam Ward 4 of 4 passing, 91 yards and a touchdown. Kept it on the ground most of the time. Damian Martinez 33 carries, 213 yards, 2 touchdowns. Cam Ward 3 carries for 38 yards. Mark Fletcher came in 1 for 9. Damian Martinez 2 catches for 12 yards. Xavier Restrepo 1 beautiful 68-yard touchdown catch. And Joshisa Trader 1 catch for 11 yards. Yeah, I gotta say I agree, Godspeed. That was very weak. That was very fucking weak. Very weak. Again, 3 years in the making. And that's what you come up with for the national championship celebration. Yeah, at least in the NHL, they trade the cup off to each other. That was fucking weak, man. But yeah, Derek, it is a very good book. If you like, stories, and there's some dirt. There's some dirt. Joe shared some dirt in the book, and it's very good. Miami Hurricanes have won the national championship. You think they could put the logo again on the screen? National champion. That's generic. That's completely generic. At least personalize it a little bit. Put a U somewhere on the screen. The off season is what's next, Lolo. I'm not going to do that tonight, though. I'm going to do that tomorrow. But because we got recruiting, we got transfer portal that we got to look at. Coaching carousel doesn't matter, but both of my coordinators are in the last year of their deals. I'm hoping that I'll be able to extend them. I don't know if I can or not. I won the national championship and didn't get any coins to improve my guys, so that's kind of weak. Let's take a look at this here. And there you go, your 2024 champions. Miami Hurricanes, a perfect 16-0. That's not too bad, but yeah, that celebration was kind of weak, man. Very weak. Very weak. Let's see if the rest of the bowl games are done. I think what's going to happen is... Oh, these aren't even done yet. Or they're not putting the scores here. I think a lot of people are, the score. These games are all completed. But they're not going to, bold project. Yeah, I don't understand this. I think there's going to be a lot of confusion this year. Because they still have all these bowl games that are going to be played, as well as the playoffs being played in bowl games. The first rounds are going to be on campus stadiums, but then they're going to go into the bowl games. And I think there's going to be a lot of confusion among the fans about all the bowl games. I honestly don't see the need for the bowl games. In all honesty, in my personal opinion, and it may not be a favorable opinion, but who the hell needs a bowl game? Let's look at East Carolina and Liberty, okay, First Responder Bowl. A couple of 7-6 teams. Come on, what the hell do they have to celebrate? They're 7-6. They shouldn't be celebrating anything. They should be embarrassed. There shouldn't, the bowls. I don't know. I get now, especially for the playoffs. That's cool that they're using them. But look at this: UCLA 6-7 in the New Orleans Bowl. Buffalo's 7-6. Notre Dame is 7-6. Well, they had a down year. In the Quick Lane Bowl, I don't even know what the hell Quick Lane is. But I think, I don't know. I want to say that I think the bowls are going to go away eventually over time. Now that the bigger ones are incorporated into the playoffs. But I think that they should incorporate every. I like the fact that they have the first round games on home stadiums, but I don't know. Just I don't see the need, and it's gonna confuse a lot of people who don't. The casual viewer. Now, the hardcore viewer is gonna know when the playoffs are being played and which bowl game they're playing in, but the casual viewer may be confused. Yes, they do, Lolo, and that's their reason for celebrating them. They do. They get paid. They get paid by the bowl. People like this one, Scooter's Coffee, Frisco Bowl. Scooter's Coffee pays their bowl committee pays each school to appear in the game. So that's why I don't know if they get a bonus for winning or not. I know they get paid to go to the game. I don't know if they get a bonus for winning or not, though. But I mean, you're 7-6. There was a few years ago that they created a new bowl here in St. Pete. They call it the St. Petersburg Bowl. I don't know if it's still a thing or not. But USF was, after many down seasons, they had a 7-6 year, and they created this St. Pete Gasparilla Bowl. I think it was what it was called, or St. Pete Bowl first, and then Gasparilla Bowl. But it was just so that USF could have a bowl game to play in. What do you want to play in a bowl game for if you're 7-6? I mean, and you're celebrating that. You lost 6 fucking times. I don't understand that. I don't. I mean, have some pride. It's like winning the NIT championship in college basketball. It's. I mean, have some pride in your shit. So yeah, I'm not gonna advance the week until tomorrow, and we'll see what's going on because the off season's here. We got the transfer portal. The coaching carousel doesn't involve me. I'm not leaving, so that's going to be good. But we have recruiting, we have transfer portal, we got a lot of stuff to do in the off season. And if it goes quick enough, I'll play the first game of the next season tomorrow night. If it takes a while, then I will start the season on Sunday night's stream. So, but that's cool. Canes win the national championship. Can never be upset about that. And but I do have to say, man, that celebration is weak. That is really weak. And again, I know you guys have heard me say it a million times. 3 years in the making, and that's the celebration that they gave us. Yeah. I'm going to shut up. So that's going to do it for me for tonight. Miami Hurricanes win the 2024 National Championship 16-0, destroying Michigan in the Mercedes Dome in Atlanta, Georgia. Go Canes! And now I'm going to bump it up. I'm going to mess with the difficulties. So I'm going to lower the sliders a little bit. I'm going to keep it on freshmen, but I'm going to lower my thing by 5, and I'm going to increase the computer's AI by 5 on the sliders, because I've heard so many bad things about the huge discrepancy between 2 different levels of difficulty. So I don't really want to go through that. So I'm going to keep it where it is, but I'm going to mess with the sliders, and I'm going to bring mine down 5 and put the AI up 5. And then we'll play the next season, and it should offer a little bit more. I'll probably win more often than not, and then a couple seasons, but we're going to keep doing that every time that I win a national championship. I'm going to keep lowering my slider a little and keep raising the AIs, and it's going to get continually more difficult with each national championship we win. So that adds to the challenge. So. But I'm not going to do that tonight. I'll do that tomorrow and before we start the next season. I'm also going to, I'm going to let you guys choose. I'm going to bring a new team into the SEC. I have to figure out what I'm going to do. I have some team builder teams that are not in the game yet, not in this dynasty. And I'm going to let you guys pick which one you want to bring in and who we want to take out. We'll figure out who we want to take out and add another Florida school to the SEC, and my hope is eventually we'll add 1 team per season, and eventually we'll have an all Florida school SEC. That'll be kind of cool. but that's not for many seasons down the road. I'm just going to add one team per season, so the change isn't very drastic, because we already added, Florida A&M, North Florida, Bethune-Cookman, so we already added all those. So we're going to add one more for next season, and that should be pretty cool. And I'll let you guys pick who it is. I have 10 of them downloaded, so I'll let you guys pick which one that we put in. But that'll be tomorrow that we end up doing that stuff. So thank you for joining, everybody. I hope you had fun. I did. I always do. And you guys make it fun, and I thank you for joining. If you saw anything you liked or were entertained in any way, make sure you drop a like down below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you do that. And once you do that, make sure you hit the bell icon next to it. Slam that bell icon. Turn on all of your notifications so you don't miss out on anything. Fresh content goes up on the channel every day. I go live 5 nights a week, and you don't want to miss any of that. Your notifications will help take care of that. Let me remind you, tonight's action has been brought to you by Fanatics.com, SportsMemorabilia.com, and SeatGeek. Use the links in the descriptions below to get to those websites and see all the great stuff they have and take advantage of the specials. You can use the exclusive code ScottStevens10. Save yourself $10 on your first order if you hit the $250 mark. NFL is just around the corner, so is college football. If you plan on going to any of those games, or if you're going to a baseball game, wrestling, concert, wherever you're going, make SeatGeek your official ticket outlet. Thank you, Derek. Appreciate that. First of many, hopefully. Indeed. Thank you, Lolo. All right, so let's see. Who do we need to thank? Thank you, Lolo, for joining. Appreciate you. Thank you, Derek, for joining. Thank you, Godspeed, for joining. Thank you, Bonnie, for joining. She was here for a while. Thank you, Dustin. First time we've seen Dustin in the stream. Nice talking to him. And thank you to everyone else who stopped in along the way. I do appreciate each and every one of you. Jorgen was here. Thank you, Jorgen. And thank you to everyone else who stopped in for a little bit to see the Miami Hurricanes win the national championship for the first of many, hopefully, as Derek says. So have yourself a fantastic evening. Have a great day tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow night, 6 o'clock kickoff on the off season, and we'll see how that all plays out. I haven't done an off season yet, so we'll experience that for the first time together. So have a great night. Have a great day tomorrow. I'll see you at 6 o'clock. Go Canes!